Hi everyone. So in this video, we're going to work through a Year 12 question from the AS sample paper. Now, this question involves a bit of cubics, a bit of graph sketching, and also a bit of graph transformations. Part A of the question says factorize completely x cubed plus 10x squared plus 25x. But just before we get into the video, I want to make you all aware about a web app that I have created. Now, this app that you see on the screen here is designed to predict the 2027 Edexcel A-level maths topics that will come up in your 2027 exams. So now that the 2026 exams are finished, we now have access to those questions. So what I've done is I've analysed all of the questions from 2026 back to 2018 and also including the sample and the specimen Edexcel papers. And I've used that data to put together a model which will predict the topics for the 2027 exams. And if we just scroll down here, you will see how accurate this model that I'm using is. So if you do want to have access to the full predictions for the 2027 exams and also have access to a web app which will generate mock exam papers based on these predictions, that is what you can get if you do sign up to this app. Just go to the link in the description of this video, and also you can get the link to this web app in my bio. Click that link, sign up. You can see on the top right of the page here, you can sign up. Sign up to the app and you'll be able to access all of these 2027 predictions. Really, this is a GCSE question. Hopefully you should all feel okay with this one. You will notice that there is a common factor of x for the three terms. You can bring the x to the front and that gives us x times x squared plus 10x plus 25. And then we just need to factorize the quadratic. So hopefully you can see we can write two pairs of brackets. We can put an x there, we can put an x there, and hopefully you'll see the missing number in the gaps is a plus 5 for both of them. Now, if we want to, we can write this like x times x plus 5 all squared like so, but either this answer or this answer would be acceptable as a final answer. Great, so that's part A. Now for part B, sketch the curve with the equation y equal to x cubed plus 10x squared plus 25x. Now, this is obviously the same expression as before, so we're going to sketch this graph y equal to x times x plus 5 all squared. And clearly there are two real roots, so two real roots. And those roots are x equals 0 and x equals minus 5. Now, this first root is a simple root, so this is just a root where on our graph, the graph will cross through x equals 0. And this root over here is a repeated root. So the graph will touch x equals minus 5. So when we go and sketch the curve, let's do that down here. That's our y-axis. That's our x-axis. Got a root at 0, got a root at minus 5. And if we just scroll back up, you'll see that the cubic has a positive x cubed coefficient. So that means that therefore the shape of the cubic, let me just make that look like an A there. There we go. The shape is going to look something like this. So starting from the bottom left and working to the top right, that will be our shape. It will not be from the top left to the bottom right. That won't be correct. So that is our correct shape there. So what we need to do is we need to touch the minus 5 because that's the repeated root. And we need to work our way through the 0 there. And that would be our sketch for the graph. Just another quick interjection. If you are currently doing Edexcel A-level maths and you feel that you're struggling or you're falling behind and you're not quite getting that grade that you need to get in order to get into university, or perhaps you're a parent watching this and you're worried about your child's progress, what you can do is you can head to my website. Now, my website is in my bio and also in the description of this video. Click onto the link and you can watch a brief video about me and my background. You see this video on the screen here. In this video, I outline the style and the structure of my tuition. You can also read some of my reviews and testimonials from other parents and students who have worked with me on this website too. So if you feel like one-to-one tuition is something that would benefit you in order to get the grades that you need to get, then again, just head to this website And what you can do is you can book a free 90-minute call with me. And in that call, we'll spend some time discussing you, your situation, your ambitions, what you want to achieve, the grade you want to get, and why you feel like you're struggling and why you feel like maybe tuition is the right path for you. And we'll also spend some time basically doing a free trial lesson where I will help you out for free with any particular topics or any particular areas of the syllabus that you know you need help with. And by the end of the call, we can then discuss whether one-to-one tuition is the right path for you to get you that grade you need to get. So once again, the link to my website is in the bio and in the description of this video. Perfect. So let's go to part C next. So with part C, we have a point with coordinates -3, 0, and it lies on the curve with this equation. So y equals x plus a cubed plus 10 times x plus a squared plus 25 times x plus a, where a is a constant. Find two possible values of a. Now, hopefully, you will notice that if we compare this equation with this one, the only difference is that the x has been replaced with an x plus a. So the x has been converted into an x plus a. So if we use function notation to explain this, we can say that f of x is equal to the original cubic, x squared, or x cubed, sorry, plus 10x squared plus 25x. So that means f of x plus a is equal to x plus a cubed plus 10 times x plus a all squared plus 25 times x plus a. Perfect. Now, hopefully, if you know your graph transformations, you will know that this f of x plus a represents a translation. So this is a translation of f of x by the vector minus a 0. So remember, if you have an x plus a as the argument or the input inside the function, it kind of does the opposite of what you think. It actually goes behind or to the left by a instead of to the right by a. So in this case, if we just go to the graph up here, we can see that we've got two roots, of course, -5 and 0. And if we scroll a bit further up to the question, we want the graph to cross through -3, 0. So if we just highlight on our sketch of the graph where -3, 0 is, -3, 0 is going to be like somewhere there. So we want our graph to cross through or touch that point. So hopefully you can see there are two possibilities that could happen. We could shift the graph to the right by 2. So if we shift that graph to the right by 2, then we obviously touch the -3. Alternatively, we could shift the graph to the left by 3. So left 3. And then this point there moves to the -3. Great. So if we shift the graph left by 3, this is an f of x plus a transformation, or in this case, an f of x plus 3 transformation. Let me just rub out the a there and replace it with 3, because the a in this case would be 3. A equals 3. Now with the one to the right, if we move the graph to the right by 2, this is an f of x minus 2 transformation or translation. So therefore, in this case, the a is a -2. So therefore, we've worked out the two values of a, and those are our two values. So we can just say down here, so therefore, clearly, let's write that a bit neater again. So therefore, clearly, a equals, was it -2 or +2? I can't remember now. It was -2, or a equals 3 in order for graph to cross -3 and 0. Perfect. I'm just going to make that look like a 0. It kind of looks like a 6th there. That will do. There we go. So if you do have any questions on this example, do drop a comment below and let me know. But hopefully all of that does make sense.